Hi, welcome to the Vergas Show. I'm Sherry Hansen. Thanks for joining us today. I'm at the Vergas State Bank, and thank you, Darren Burby, Senior Loan Officer, for joining me.
Good morning, Sherry.
Yes, Darren, you were part of the Maple Fest. We had a great Maple Fest here in Vergas. Thank you if you did come down and have some pancakes and fresh maple syrup and took part in some of the fun activities. I know the kids just absolutely had a ball with the maple leaf hunt. That was really a fun new thing that we did. But Darren, you took part in the 5K run. How'd that go for you?
I had a little role in the 5K run. It was wonderful. It's a little breezy, but I always like it because it's the kickoff to summer for, it seems like, you know, it's one of those nice mornings just to get out there. And whether you're in shape or not, it's fun to cross the finish line and then go enjoy pancakes and maple syrup.
I don't think there's probably a lot of other runs that go with, run, be in shape and all that, and then now go up and fill up with carbs.
Yeah, you don't feel so guilty afterwards.
Yeah, you don't.
No, I think they had well over 100 runners.
It was about 130 runners, so that was good. So Vergas's streets are open all winter long, but they really came alive on Maple Fest, and so that's good. But we're at the Vergas State Bank, and Darren, like I said, you're our senior loan officer here, and I had someone sitting across my desk just the other day, and he said, I bought a house about 20 years ago, and now I'm going to buy another house. And he says, it is a totally different game. He was really confused and just really surprised by all the hoops he had to run through.
Sometimes I just want to apologize to customers because it is cumbersome. There's a lot of paperwork. But we're right in the thick of the season right now. Spring is here. A lot of times we feel like we hibernate over the winter, but this winter there was a lot of refinancing going on because rates are still very low, and I don't know how many times I've said this, but they just continue to stay low.
Do you see a trend on that? Are you worried they're going to start creeping up?
Well, they will. There's no way they're going to stay this long forever, but I don't know when. Now it doesn't look like 2015. It looks like more like 16. When we start to see them creep up a little bit, maybe even 17.
So that's a great opportunity for people to start looking at mortgages then.
Yeah, so throughout the winter we didn't have that many purchases. There's still some happening right now though, is where purchases are taken off and the refinances are still there, but we spend most of our time doing purchases to get people in and out of homes and people moving and things. There was a difference 15 years ago. It was a lot easier to qualify yourself for a loan. And the pendulum kind of swung too far the other way now. I always give my customers a checklist of things from the initial discussion. Okay, are we refinancing? Are we purchases? What dollars are we talking? Purchase price, refinance amount. And then I give them a checklist. What's on that checklist? We always need 2 years tax returns, including W-2s, full tax returns, not the first 2 pages, but the full tax return, including all W-2s. Most recent 30 days pay stubs. So if you get paid every 2 weeks, we need 2 pay stubs from you and your co-applicant. 2 months bank statements, verify that you have some liquid funds. And then most recent retirement account statement. Again, just to show that there's reserves if you need them. So those 4 things mainly is the tax returns, the pay stubs, the retirement statement, and the bank statements.
So if somebody walks in and has those in hand, that would speed it up right there, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and eventually we're going to need these things. So I don't want to ask for a couple things and then a week down the road, ask for more and then keep bothering. I'd like to get a complete package. I know it's overwhelming at the get-go, but then I'm not bothering you through the next 30-day process. An underwriter actually, underwrites this loan, views the pay stubs, and makes sure that you have assets that you say you do, and that you have the income to repay the loan.
You made a comment there, a 30-day process. So somebody can, if I was to walk in like today and say, I'm really looking at buying a home, what kind of time frame would it take for me to find out if I am qualified?
Yep, generally 30 days.
It is, okay.
Yep, appraisers maybe would disagree with that because they are busy right now. Title companies are busy right now. But if there's no major hiccups, we're looking at 30 days. So if you sign a purchase agreement on a new house, if the seller's willing to close in 30 days, then you can probably get that done in 30 days.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's, will you know, does it take the 30 days to find out if you're pre-qualify?
Yeah, absolutely not.
No. Okay.
No.
That's where I was going with it. And so
Okay.
if I know that if I even qualify to
Nope.
go forward with looking at homes,
Yep.
and
Let me clarify. 30 days, we can generally close the loan.
Okay.
So if it's a refinance, we can get you refinance, get you any money that you're pulling out of your refinance within 30 days.
okay,
If it's a purchase, we can get it closed within 30 days, which means you can move in at that 30-day mark. Okay. As far as an approval, generally it's a couple, 2-3 days.
okay,
You know, if I get
That's a
all the
nice
information
turnaround.
up front. Yep. And at that point, then we have a green light to move forward. We would order the appraisal. We need to make sure that the home appraises for what you feel it's worth. And on a purchase, you want to make sure that the appraisal comes in at the purchase price or higher.
okay.
A lot of times that's a stipulation on the purchase agreement that if the appraisal comes in less, well, then you have a chance to renegotiate that purchase price.
Okay.
Okay. And then title work needs to be done within that 30 days too. And if there's an abstract that we need updated and different things like that, these are all behind the scenes things that happen within that 30 days.
So one thing that I'm thinking about here as you're talking about this that really makes a difference when you are pre-approving for that money, and we've talked about it before on different shows, but it's that credit score, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I talked about the income. You have to have income to repay the loan. You have to have assets for the down payment if it's a purchase, and then you have to have credit, a credit score that is workable. Credit scores are huge. I mean, we've talked about them all the time. Right now, a 620 is a minimum credit score.
Okay.
Like I've said before, everybody has 3 scores, and they look at them for home mortgages. They look at the middle score to qualify you for a mortgage. That middle score has to be above 620 as a minimum. Okay, then everything else has to fall into place as well. You know, if you're 700 and above your credit score, you generally shouldn't have a problem from that aspect to purchase or to refinance a home.
Okay, well, that's good to know. So we're talking purchases and refinances. What about new construction?
Yep, right in the thick of things again. Generally, you want to get on the ball with financing. You're not going to know all the details when you come in initially to visit with me. You're not going to know exactly how much the house is going to cost that you're going to build, but you are in the mix of getting the financing, getting the bids from the contractors, getting the floor plans drawn up. So all these things have to come together. It's a longer process. You probably want to start in the middle of winter for a spring, or in a fall
spring
even.
build.
Sometimes people plan for 2-3 years for this house with different room placements and sizes and dimensions and basement or no basement. And so those things all happen before a lot of times they'll come see me.
See you, sure.
Yeah. But again, a lot of the same information is needed for a construction loan. Need to make sure you can afford it, all those things. One thing that's a little bit different as far as an appraisal, we don't have an existing home to appraise. So what we do there is we look at the floor plans, we look at the lot that you're building it on, and then we have an appraiser, a certified appraiser, give us a pre-construction appraisal. So they're going to say, okay, here's what you're doing. This is what the home is going to be worth when it's built.
Okay.
And that's important because we need to know that we're going to have adequate collateral
Sure.
to get the house built for you. So a little different process, but
Little different
it's all good
process,
stuff.
but it all starts with coming in and saying, hey, Darren, this is what I'm thinking, right?
Yep. I mean, here at the bank, we've got the constructions, we've got the secondary market, we got Bear Lake,
Yeah.
Bear
We
Land.
can handle it, yes.
Yeah,
and-
cabins. We can do anything real estate here.
Right, and they just need to give Darren a call here at the Vergas State Bank. You just need to check in with you, and you'll hand him one of those handy-dandy little checklists and
Give you some homework. Yeah.
give you some homework to do, but it's all part of the process. So, well, hopefully you're finding your dream home and your dream lake lot, and Vergas State Bank can help you with the financing on that. Thanks, Darren, for joining us today. You guys
welcome.
have a good day in your Vergas.